Did y'all know that the Bible is stupid? What is up, you sinners and saints, my fellow godless peoples? Welcome back to The Rage. I am the Raging Atheist, and today we're going to be looking at that stupid ass Bible again. First, I want to thank my patrons. You guys are the shit. I understand Patreon is mainly just a place where you're supporting me now. You haven't been getting a lot of content there. I do plan on changing that, but I really want to thank you for your support. If you would like to support me for just $1 a month, you can do so. The link is in the description below. Alright, y'all, so we're going to get back into The Bible is Stupid. We're on Genesis chapter 5, but Genesis chapter 5 is just a bunch of begats. It's like the family line from Adam all the way to Noah, right? So, I mean, it's really boring, not shit there, not going to really look at it, but there is one interesting thing about chapter 5. In chapter 5, we see that human beings were living for a really long fucking time. And I don't understand that because, as we covered in previous chapters, Adam and Eve didn't eat of the tree of life. They were not immortal. They didn't even take a fucking bite. So it doesn't really make any sense that human beings would live such a long time back there. You can see it on your screen. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years and he died, like 930 fucking years. All of the days that Seth were 912 years. All of the days of Enos were 905 years. And then another interesting fact is that none of them had babies until they were hundreds of years old. I mean, what was wrong with human beings that it took them hundreds of years to get their wives pregnant? I mean, was there something imperfect with God's original design? That it took hundreds of years to have kids? I mean, we would have populated the earth by this story a lot sooner if kids were popping out babies left and right for 900 years, right? So chapter 5 isn't just stupid, it's just really boring. It's begat. Nobody wants to hear that shit. So we're just gonna jump into one of my favorite stories, Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 starts, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of human were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years." Alright, so there's a whole lot of weird in this first couple verses. When human beings began to increase the number on the earth, as I said, if it took hundreds of years to have children, you weren't really increasing the numbers on the earth, were you? Unless there was a whole lot of more humans that God created before Adam and Eve. But then we get to the really weird part. The sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful. Now, I think we all know that these are angels, right? The sons of God. Christians will tell you that these are fallen angels, but if they were fallen angels, wouldn't they be referred to as like demons or the fallen? Here they're referred to the sons of God. So I think it's literally saying that angels are the sons of God. But then it also goes on to say that these angels just raped human women whenever the fuck they wanted. So all of these images glorifying angels in almost every home of America are images glorifying fucking rapists. And then God gets tired of humans or whatever, and he's like, you guys are living way too fucking long, so I'm gonna shorten that shit. Verse 4 says, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. So here we are introduced to the Nephilim. Now, a lot of Christians are going to tell you like the Nephilim were these monstrosities, these giant human beings, but it doesn't fucking say that. It says they were the heroes of old, men of renown, pretty much like the only good thing on the earth, because then it goes to say that the Lord hated human beings, that human beings were wicked and evil, and he needed to rid the earth of them in order to save the earth, I guess. So Yahweh made a decision, yo. He showed that homicidal maniac we all know him to be. He's like, I'm gonna kill everybody. But here we come into a major problem, because Christians like to maintain that God is this omnipotent being, that God knows it all, that God can see the future, the past, and the present. He can see everything. But here we have God not knowing that his human race would become wicked, not knowing when he created them that he would just have to murder them all. And Christians don't seem to see a problem in this. They will still maintain that Yahweh is this perfect, all-knowing being when even their Bible tells them he isn't. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I mean, like, who the fuck names their kid Ham? Was Ham like Noah's favorite dish? And then when he was like 500, he had Ham, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna name you Ham. But like, and didn't God just say like all of humanity was wicked? Now we have this like cop out, this like one dude that God likes, like God is a bigger recluse than I am. And now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it, and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build it. So like, I just have to point out, you know, some Christians will be quick to maintain that God had to flood the earth, had to destroy everything because of the Nephilim, because the Nephilim were monstrosities. But the Bible here is clearly pointing out that the Nephilim weren't the monstrosities, humans were. And Christians need to get that shit straight. And you know, like, what's up with Noah, right? Noah has this voice coming to him saying, you know, I'm gonna kill everything. And Noah's like, all right, God, I got your back. The ark is to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Make a roof for it, leaving below the roof an opening 1 cubit high all around. Put a door in the side of the ark and make lower, middle, and upper decks. I'm going to bring floodwaters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens, every creature that has the breath of life in it. Everything on earth will perish, because I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. You are to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. 2 of every kind of bird, of every kind of animal, and of every kind of creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them. Now, like, despite the ridiculous claim here that every fucking animal alive came from every continent all over the world, somehow kangaroos hopped across water and shit, unless you are one of those Christians that say that it was all one big continent back then. You know, like, I'm not gonna argue with that, about that shit, but it's still very, very stupid. But not just the animals, all of the bugs too that were moving along the ground. This ark had everything in it. How the fuck did that happen? How the fuck did lions not eat mice? I mean, and what about like mosquitoes? Did they save the mosquitoes? And I'm just fucking with y'all there. Like, mosquitoes, they fly, so they wouldn't have been on the fucking ark, you know. And I bet the mosquitoes during the flood were fucking terrible, yo. Like, just all that water everywhere. I bet the mosquitoes would have eaten yo ass alive. And Noah did everything just as God commanded him, as we finish Genesis chapter 6. So of course Noah would have no issues with the homicidal maniac coming down telling him I'm gonna kill everything, because Noah was a fucking slave. He was a slave to God, and he was willing to do whatever God told him. Kinda reminds me of some NIFBs. Alright y'all, but that's it for now. Genesis chapter 5 and 6 are clearly very, very stupid, and if you believe this shit, well, what does that make you? As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is The Rage. I am the Raging Atheist. If you like these videos, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell, comment in the comment section, all that jazz. But more importantly, share me on your social media. Share me with your friends. It's the only way I'm gonna grow, despite this algorithm that would discriminate against me for being an atheist and for talking about hate speech. But, until the next time, I'll see you soon.